After his dad, Leonard, has gathered all the family and friends. They're watching on the dish. Second down. Elway to throw. Fires. Standing sharp. End zone. Touchdown, Denver. Watching the NFL on NBC. And completes the pass.
Scouting was a good guess.
Elway. He is so quick. Goes to the end zone. Has his man touchdown. Ed McCaffrey.
John Elway found the rookie Mickens. He had McCaffrey on him, and he made him pay for lagging behind the receiver.
Good. The Broncos move up 14-0. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. You're watching the excitement of the NFL on NBC.
The whole idea for the Seattle defense is try to get into John Elway's face, get the hands up, and make him be accurate throwing through the arc.
McCaffrey wide to the near side. Anthony Miller wide to the far side. Split back, she'll throw. Steps forward and can scramble for it. Way up the middle, wide open. And a headlong dive, not the slide, to the 45-yard line. John Elway. They gave him the middle, and he took it.
Open faster.
Good point. And with Elway's arm, he can get the ball there so quick. Little swing left side. Aaron Craver. Craver high stepping. Steps through three different tackles into the end zone. Leaving the Seahawks out behind him, and he has left the building.
He and Elvis. I tell you one thing, Charlie, a wonderful effort by Craver. That play is made by two people. That guy right there, John Elway, reading this defense, and Ed McCaffrey, the wide receiver. Watch to the left of Craver, right there. See the block on Corey Harris? McCaffrey gets just enough of Harris, frees Craver up, and then it's all Craver's ability to go score the touchdown and go away. I guess you might want to come back. Doesn't get him on Sunday.
You're not allowed to. Third down, into the corner, it is good. Elway with that little timing pattern. He just sets it up, and he goes right to Anthony Miller. Miller with his fourth reception of the ball game, and he beat Corey Harris. Denver leading by 3 and threatening here, of course, to stretch that back to 10.
They made a lot of yards today inside the tackles. Last play, they went outside, and there wasn't much there.
Quarterback Steve. There it is. Did he make it? The play, yes. There it is. Touchdown, John Elway.
Well, you know, football's a game of options, Charlie. And when you've got one running back in the backfield, and he goes in motion.
Coaches, when they put in running plays, he gets up at the blackboard in front of the whole team, not just the offensive linemen. Say, wide receiver, you're going to do this. Quarterback, you're going to do that.
3rd and 2. Got a man open. Caught. Touchdown. Anthony Miller.
Great pump fake. And even cheerleaders with knee braces can appreciate that.
And can Mike Shanahan.
That was a great pump fake.
Right here, look at his head. He's turning upfield and away from the ball. Miller, who last week passed the 500 career catch mark. Elway, wide open field, being chased by Derek Thomas.
Reading John Elway's eyes, he's coming across, and if John Elway would have let him, he would have picked it off.
But I think he was throwing the ball to Sharp and not to Craver.
I think it was to Sharp too, yes. He threw it too hard for it to be the back.
Well, the Kansas City defense shackling Elway and Denver.
What is it versus?
It's like it's a protective covering in your elbow joint, but when you don't have one and you get a bruise like Elway does, it's like having an exposed nerve. It hurts all the time.
Elway from the shotgun, scrambles out to the right, throws downfield. It is high. It is pulled down by Anthony Miller. Converting on 3rd and 10 at the 20-yard line. Now converting on 3rd and 8 at the 39-yard line to the game. First sack of the ball game. Elway has 4 receptions to 4 different receivers. Now he has 3rd down and 20. Can he do it again? He has. Yes, he's going to convert on his third down and long. This is Ed McCaffrey. 3rd down and 10, 3rd down and 8, and 3rd down and 20.
What went into a forward roll of sideward somersault, and good blitz. Good chance taken by Larry Peccatello, the defensive coordinator.
4 wide receivers plus Shannon Sharp. In zone, it's caught it. Sharp. Yes, Shannon Sharp has it. His 2nd reception of the ball game and his 2nd touchdown of this season. 2nd down and 7. Elway has pressure. Goes deep far side. A running grab, Anthony Miller. Perfect throw. And Miller simply ran it down the sideline. He got just half a step on Ashley Ambrose, and that's all that he needed.
Well, Ashley Ambrose, Charlie, tries to take the kind of, the sideline is my friend approach. Well, one of your worst enemies is a quarterback like Elway, that I don't care how much you try to use the sideline, he can lay this thing right on the money. That's a problem.
At Denver's stat. That is the 6th sack for the Bengals. They're not even in the same league as the Broncos, who have 16. Elway, is he going to run? No, he has a man wide open at the 40-yard line, and it's Todd Kinchen. And Elway out of the pocket, scrambling a bit. This is when he's most dangerous. All defensive coordinators say, we want to keep him in. We want to keep him in. Well,
he knew the blitz was coming. He knew as soon as he turned his back, he better be ready to throw it, and he was.
And he throws it for 14 yards in the 1st down. Denver trailing by 3. Pump fake wants to go deep in the corner. Anthony Miller, does he have it? And holds it. Yes, he does. Touchdown, Denver. Elway to Miller. To Elam. And Denver has retaken the lead. Out in front by 4, 14-10.
Well, there's Anthony Miller. Watch the pattern he runs. He does a nice job, but the play here is number 7. The quick pump fake. He gets a little bite out of the corner, but look at this pass. You got to be kidding me. I mean, that almost makes the defensive back null and void. This is not a drop-in rainbow shot like Jeff Blake throws. This is a ball drilled right over the top of a defender into the arms of his receiver.
Terrell Davis and Reggie Rivers. Elway to throw. Goes deep down the far sideline. We'll have a flag. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver, they're going to call pass interference. And they'll call it on Ashley Ambrose. What happened? He intentionally underthrew Anthony. Anthony stopped, came back, and when he did, then Ambrose got a fistful of jersey, and is going to lose that argument. It's a 37-yard penalty.
Charlie, that wasn't much of an argument.
He provides as a newcomer to Denver's defense.
Attitude.
Elway from the shotgun. Lots of time. And Elway runs for the 1st down and takes a lick. Bush and David Hendricks hit Elway. 13-yard scramble. Elway pumps. Wide open and Sharp. Touchdown. Willie Clark just into the game. They picked on him immediately, and Sharp with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Oh, Dick, what a move he put on Willie Clark. I mean, Willie Clark had no chance. This was almost unfair.
First down at the 20. Davis. No, it's a take to the middle. Touchdown. It's a touchdown. The fumble after he had entered the end zone. Shannon Sharp. The Hulk. He said he was going to give us a his new victory touchdown dance, but only when the game was lopsided. He said, I don't want to do it till I know we've won. What a fake by Elway to Davis, and then a perfect throw to Shannon Sharp.
Drafted in the same 83 quarterback draft as Elway, but 170 places later.
Now Gary Kubiak calls all the plays for the Denver Broncos offense.
There's the fake. Elway into the end zone. Sharp again. A pat of the peacock from Shannon Sharp. He has the trifecta, and Denver, trailing 17-0, has rallied with 3 unanswered touchdowns, all by Shannon Sharp.
Second, actually third and goal now.
Looking at the official and trying to help with the call. It's third down goal. 14th play of the drive. Elway with the straight drop back fade in the corner. Caught. Touchdown. Eddie McCaffrey. They beat Deron Jenkins, the rookie corner out of Tennessee, on the fade pattern, and McCaffrey making good use of his 6'5" frame.
I was going to say, you've got Deron Jenkins at 5'11". You've got McCaffrey at 6'5".
Will prove it can cover number 84.
I think you might be right. He has been the key go-to guy.
He lines up at tight end on the left side ahead of Elway. They got a linebacker covering him. Elway looks and throws to McCaffrey instead, right in front of where Sharp was slicing into the end zone, and it works.
Well, it certainly helps to have Shannon Sharp in there, if not as a receiver, but it certainly is somebody to draw some attention away from the other receivers.
6th catch of the game, 2nd touchdown for McCaffrey.
Left side of your screen, you see Shannon Sharp just drawing a couple of some coverage from the inside backers, keeping him away from McCaffrey as he crossed in.
That's right. He's back with his former team, playing against his former team. Brilliantly done. Fabulous, Bobby. 2nd down, 8. McCaffrey in motion behind Elway. He's got 2 touchdown catches today. Elway. Sharp. Out of bounds inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. 7th catch of the game for Sharp, who did not have one in the 3rd quarter. And they're back. The Elway to Sharp combination.
And you know what?
That's where he wanted to go.
That's exactly right.
So it's 1st and goal. As you see the numbers on this drive. And Elway throws the fade to McCaffrey. 3rd touchdown of the day for the former Stanford receiver. McCaffrey beating Donnie Brady in the corner of the end zone. But a piece of strategy for the Ravens. They came out in the 3rd quarter behind in the game, went no huddle for the entire 3rd quarter, and put 2 TDs on the board to take the lead. Now Elway's going to score. And that is the perfect postscript to this one.
Coming back to make a block, and there's the ball, and he gets, quote, lucky. He's right where he should be to recover it.
And it is a pickup of 9, a 2nd and 1 at the 46-yard line. McCaffrey, 87, in motion. Elway throwing deep and has Sharp. Touchdown. A 46-yard pass play. Shannon Sharp.
Fast, flat-footed.
First down at the 45 for the Broncos. Just under 5 remaining in this 1st quarter. Elway to a wide-open Anthony Miller. It is a second down and 10 at the 10. Actually, just outside the 10-yard line. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Elway throwing to the end zone for Sharp. Touchdown! He beat the linebacker, Derek Thomas. Second time this first quarter that Elway and Sharp have hooked up to the offense. Well, tonight on down to the 42-yard line, they lead the Chiefs 17-7. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Elway's pass a quarter handled by Miller. Anthony Miller with a big gain runs it out by Denver. Marty Schottenheimer, head coach of the Chiefs. Been in the playoffs 10 of his 11 seasons as head man at Kansas City and Cleveland. Second down and 21. And Elway seeing the opening. Elway diving for the first down, and the crowd loves it. Timeout is taken.
Turn all the way back over your left shoulder. Ball was just out of reach.
And the sun also may have been a factor. Second and 10 at the 25. Elway with the long look and throws. End zone. What a catch! Touchdown! Mike Sherrod with a magnificent touchdown reception.
That makes the highlight film in the offseason.
Sherrod beating Darren Anderson for his first touchdown of the year.
This is the down, though, that Kansas City needs to do something different. All the receivers are out of the backfield. John Elway's the only one back there. It looks though they're as if Kansas City's only going to bring 4 again.
Third and 13. Again, Elway spotting the opening, and once again he has 15, 5 rushes, 48 yards. First down at the Denver 42. We're just underway in the third quarter. Off the roll, and again sees the room, and this time is tackled, hit from behind by John Browning, and the crowd does not like to see the starting quarterback take a hit.
It is, but it wouldn't have given him this field position, and it's 5 yards easier.
All right, first and 10 from the 44. Elway rifles downfield. Anthony Miller caught from behind down at the 15 by Mark Cullen. 41-yard pass play. So on first down, they go to the big play.
Raiders still in the first, 3rd and 4. Denver's got the ball. Elway, not noted for running the ball, at least not until the last couple of weeks. Keeps it 17 yards, and it's a first down. 3rd down and 8 now. Elway in the shotgun again. Improvisational scrambling. Let's fly. And there's Sharp in the back of the end zone. Not tripped this time. Game tied at 7.
Monday night in Oakland, a national TV audience got to witness John Elway's unique skills.
Elway will step up, look for a play now, twirls around, still has the ball, throws into the end zone. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Denver.
It's 3rd and 10 where I think they were expecting a slant route. And John did a great job of buying a little time, gave a great pump fake, and all of a sudden Rod Smith is wide open.
Fake again. He wants it. Oh, Smith's wide open. Rod Smith hits. 5. Touchdown.
And it was so wide open that I said, uh-oh. Is he going to pull the string or is Rod going to drop it? You know, you're never sure if it's going to work, but it was a great execution.
Rod Smith's second career touchdown finalized Elway's 40th game-saving drive, and one sense that the force truly was with the 8-1 Broncos.
The Raiders lead, but wait, this is the 4th quarter. This is John Elway. It's his time. The pump fake and the release. 49 yards for Rod Smith. Are you kidding me? It's like it's a script, and we've seen it a million times before. This is Jaws 11, 22-21.
Seals off that corner.
And he's a big man. That wasn't a wideout. That was a tight end that started as a wideout so he can block a big man like Putnam.
Empty backfield, 5 receivers for Elway. The throw, and it's caught by Sharp, and he is in for a Denver touchdown.
That's
Marty Carter trying to cover Sharp, and Marty peeking into when you're man-to-man, you got to look at your man. He got caught peeking, and look at
John Elway throws his 20th touchdown pass of the season. Pretty good looking drive for Elway too, Jerry. He didn't miss many passes.
Yeah, what a great drive. And then look at this horse. This is Thunder, an Arabian stallion. 4 years old. They said this.
Right on track is in the Mile High City. You need all the oxygen you can get, as you see Shannon Sharp getting that. And a nice smile on the face. John Elway, who just orchestrated an 11-play, 80-yard drive, capped off with the Shannon Sharp. Denver leads Kansas City coming into today by a couple, but Kansas City has beaten Green Bay. So with that, it brings Chicago closer to the top. It brings Kansas City closer to the top against Denver. So now a win today becomes even more focused and more important for both these two teams.
Here's third down, and they're not using the 5 wide receivers. They have 2 backs in there, so they're changing it up.
Elway faced with third down and 7 yards to go. Bring the corners. There goes a flag and a wide open touchdown pass caught by Rod Smith. But a flag is down far side of the 28. And pending the call, that is a 29-yard touchdown pass.
They need to pressure their quarterback. They've been terrible at it all year long. They got to take some chances. Get after John Elway, because if you don't, he's going to pick you apart with his talent on offense.
Elway from the shotgun. Good protection. Throws underneath to Davis. What a move by Terrell Davis. Touchdown.
See how simple it is if you just throw the ball, Nick? You can run to Davis. Davis handled that ball on every single play.
15 yards on the touchdown, and what a move he put on the New England defender, Jimmy Hitchcock.
Well, John Elway talks about what's the difference in this offense compared to years past. He says outlets. It gives me plenty of them. You look down the field, nobody's open. Drop it to the short receiver.
18 different Broncos have scored 3 touchdowns in a game. This would be his 4th and free up a whole page in next year's media guide. No, Elway says I'll take it. And Elway has the touchdown.
Well, that was a design where you do a lot of things to run the quarterback sneak, and
put the only back in motion.
Yeah,
the only guy that's going to carry the ball is the quarterback.
And when they do that, down on the goal.
Elway now 7 of 11, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. A quiet day on the ground, though, for Davis. 2nd down and 3. And once again in a crowd, Shannon Sharp able to hang in to make the catch. So that ties John Elway with the former Eagle, Randall Cunningham, most career rushes for a quarterback. It's the all-time record. 1st and goal at the 1. Elway to a wide open. Terrell Davis was able to walk it in. No one else in sight.
Excuse me. How do you not cover number 30? Now, how does he walk out of that backfield and not a soul goes with him?
12-yard advance and a 1st down at the 40-yard line. And Elway throwing on the run. Sharp. That was a gamble by the defender that did not pay off. And number 1 in the NFL. And a 1st down for the Broncos. Elway off the punt has Miller. Puts the move on inside the 30. Inside the 25. Brought down by Thomas and Fuller.
Minnesota's in a situation, Phil, where they don't really know. Is he going to throw the ball or is he going to run the ball? Because they're trying to get in position to at least tie the ball game. So he really has them back on their heels.
Now to a half minute remaining. 3rd and 2. Elway with the look. It is deflected, and it is caught. Caught by McCaffrey. Touchdown Denver.
I don't believe this.
I don't either.
Up in the air. 3 different guys had a shot at this ball.
But the guy who's 6'5", able to use the height and come up with it.
And John Elway had no business throwing this football. Well, sometimes you got to be lucky, but that is, well, that's more than lucky. That's real lucky. But very fortunate. Eddie McCaffrey staying with the play, sees it tipped up in the air, and hustles to the football.
A point after by Elam. extends to a 21-17 lead.
Look at the number of people that had a shot at this ball. That thing was up in the air for a long period of time.
You can see the defenders. Number 42, Harlan Barnett, hits it first. Hits it up in the air again, and Eddie McCaffrey makes the interception.
Did Orlando Thomas, number 43, does he have a shot at this thing? Here he is there. Yes, he does. But that's knocked away. Barnett and Thomas knock each other off the ball. McCaffrey gets the ball. So there's Orlando Thomas again, who has one interception and a fumble that he's caused. And look at this. McCaffrey heads up, and you're right, Mark. When you're 6'5", you got the advantage.
And also able to fall right, was able to position himself into the end zone off the tip ball.
There were three defenders.
He was throwing the sharp, wasn't he?
He was throwing the shit. There were three defenders in the way of that throw, and I don't know. Is John going to be excited? He goes, well.
Yeah, I think I'll be excited.
Oh.
Well, 19 seconds to go. That was an 11-play drive, 84 yards, 5 minutes and 2 seconds. And it's capped off by the 5-yard pass to McCaffrey off several deflections. Another fourth-quarter comeback by Elway. But now let's see if they can hold on for the final 19 seconds.
Surround Elway with the players he needs. They've got it 2nd and goal from the 1. Elway still has it. And wide open Sharp for the touchdown. Number 10 on the season for Shannon Sharp. And the Peacock loves it.
Yeah, but he wasn't giving it to the Peacock. There's a big sign there for Shannon Sharp, the Hulk. But again, Tom, the effect, there's the Hulk right there. Actually, I haven't seen him do the Hulk yet.
Nope, I haven't.
3 times in his career, Gary Zimmerman has had hand surgery on Monday, played on Sunday.
Into the Pro Bowl 6 times, the 11-year veteran from Oregon. Davis. Nobody in the backfield as Elway tries to sneak it across. And he does. Touchdown. Elway wedging in behind Mark Schlereth and Gary Zimmerman and breaking the plane of the goal line. For Elway, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. In the game for Terrell Davis. 1st and goal, Denver. Elway's pass. Touchdown, McCaffrey. The 250th touchdown pass of John Elway's storied career. Tied for 9th all-time on the NFL passing ends.
Well, it's not Dick's mouth. That's the way he looks at it.
I'll bet he'll be back shortly.
He's all right. Away. Goes deep to Smith. Did he hang on? No. Yes, they're going to say he did have control. 1st and goal at the 1.
Well, again, you have Ryan Smith, single covered by Carl Kidd, nobody helping deep. Elway right away knows he's going deep with the football. It's the perfect throw to the outside. And Rod Smith gets possession, both feet down before the ball is stripped.
Being blown dead. But there's another fill-up in that whole scenario. How about the strength of John Elway? He's got Jerry Ball at, what, 325, 330, hitting him, and he still was able to continue the play.
That's a good point. You're right, Paul, though. To get a chance. If he touches the lineman, he does not have a chance to go back and get on center.
A bullet. First down and more. Touchdown, Rod Smith.
Wow.
From the Jets. So Elway stares at 2nd and 20. Scrambles. His hamstring is better. Oh, is it ever? Dives across the 45. He's near a 1st down.
You know what the thing about this play is when Elway dives, though, Phil, they give him that little bit of extra yardage because he didn't slide, he dived. If he slides, it's where the ball hits when he goes down on the ground.
Touchdown, Shannon Sharp.
They will go for two here. I think I'll just call Elway Rocket Man. I mean, that ball was a rocket. The defensive secondary had no chance, Phil.
Well, we always say, Paul, you can't stop a perfect throw. That was a perfect throw.
Buffalo had never lost at Rich Stadium in the playoffs, 9-0, trying to beat Denver, 8-1 in their playoff history here in Denver. 2 minutes to go. Elway at the Jacksonville 15. Looks to the end zone, searching for an open man. What time he has. Now he guns it. Touchdown, McCaffrey!
A wonderful job by John Elway. Buying time, there's nobody open, and the receivers for the Broncos keep moving around the end zone. Ed McCaffrey finally gets free, and watch him go up, ball behind him, and makes a nice catch. Watch Ed McCaffrey. He sees that John Elway is in trouble. Here he is, number 87 in the middle, to the top of your screen. Starts moving back across the end zone, keeps moving. Elway spots him. Nice catch.
John Elway reacting to the touchdown. What a drive. They used only 1:49, a minute 49 seconds to go. 80 yards in 8 plays without a timeout. And now the whole game rests on this onside kick. If Jacksonville recovers, Denver no timeouts, the game literally is over. It's just a couple of